will start until we can. We will start until we can find a way that Dr. Adel can be with us. But as you remember, we received an email from Dr. Adel. So now we are moving ahead with the Forgotten Food community of practices. So I think today you all received the community of practices for the development of Forgotten Foods plan of action, the one sent by Dr. Adel. So actually, in this case, I think by the end we have to end up going to the development of the roadmap that can lead the formulation of the plan of action. But I think in this case, there are three things. The first one is the technical committee and the stakeholders. So for the technical committee, it will be people from Arenina, from the 5 sub-regions, from ICARDA, ICBA, ACSAD. So after discussion with you and with Dr. Adel, I think we can arrange who are going to be involved. And at the same time, we will be having the stakeholders. And the stakeholders, I think we should work together in order to figure out the stakeholders who are going to be smallholder farmers organization, youth and women organization, NGOs, civil societies, private sector, policy and decision makers, national research and extension institutions, regional and international research organizations in the region who are very interested to join. So I just mentioned these things to start the discussion. So please, the floor is open for your discussion in this.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Dr. Adel, I'm glad you joined us. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Dr.
I'd like
Adel.
to welcome you all. My name is Adel Abdurrahim. I'm the president of Arenina. I see newcomers, Dr. Aram, Salim, and Vinod Kumar. I would like to most welcome you all.
Thank you very much.
A very important meeting.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And thank you for your sparing your time to participate in this important meeting. I would like to apologize. I have a problem with my laptop. You see, that is why I changed to a desktop. So you could not see my picture. You see my photo. Yeah. Yeah.
Dr. Adil,
I would like to seize this opportunity. You hear me?
Yes, we do hear you. We do hear you.
Yeah, I would like to seize this opportunity to thank you all for your active participation in the development of the regional manifesto as well as the global one. And we are looking forward for your active participation, especially for the newcomers, in completing the roadmap of the development of the collective action on forgotten foods. To the, of course, the development of a global plan of action. Then after that, we will shift to our regional and maybe national plan of action on forgotten foods. Our agenda today is mainly the composition of the community of practices on forgotten foods that will form the nucleus in the future of a platform on forgotten food. And are we satisfied with the current composition of the community practice? And we'll elaborate more on that. The second thing is brainstorming on the entry points, priorities, initiative, key elements, ideas, innovative approaches that can guide the process of the plan of action, all global, regional, and national, and any other business. I believe that we are practicing the process of consultation and nomination based on interest for the formation of community of practices since the early stages of the baseline regional manifesto development. Many of you might recall that we asked the sub-regional representatives and as well as the international regional partners to consult and nominate relevant stakeholders who are interested and willing to contribute to the development of the regional agenda on forgotten foods. And that's the global, the regional and the global one. It's worth mentioning that we clearly point out the steps which are going to follow in milestoning the roadmap of the collective action for Gotham Forts, which include the manifesto, the regional, the global, then the community of practice that will guide the process of the plan of action. Yes, we have a good base for the community of practice that can further move forward with the agenda and guide the process of the development of the plan of action. However, we feel that still we have some gaps or weakness in the representation of some of the stakeholders, like farm associations, women and youth, civil organization, NGOs, private sector, and even when I think about policy maker and maybe this decision maker. We trust to consult many of you through emails to have your initial thoughts about the composition and structure of the community practice that can help in shaping a roadmap for the contribution of Aranina in the development of the plan of action. Mostly we will have meeting maybe anytime starting from tomorrow regarding the roadmap of Aranina contribute to the global plan of action and community practice that will form the global, that will guide the process of the global plan of action. And unfortunately, now more than 2 weeks passed, almost 18 days, we have only very few responses. Now we're shifting to another way of communication, the online meeting. We hope we can interact more, have more chances for interaction. But we feel that we have to look for other more interactive means that are not bounded by specific time of the day. One can respond at any time. We are looking for specifically for interactive websites. And the website at any time you see interact, and at any time of the day you see send your ideas with the ideas and sorts. Key question: what is our strategy regarding achieving our goals or objective of having a community of practice that is operational and can guide the process of plan of action for Gotham Forts at the global, then regional and national. We want for the community of practice that will be formed to continue, see, not to we end at the global or regional. It's a continuous, you see, interactive, you see, platform. What is the relevant structure and what means tools that can make the community of practice inclusive, balanced, no one behind, actively participating in setting out of these entry points or key elements on initiative and priorities, innovative ideas, guides that can guide the process of the development of plan of action at the different levels, as I mentioned. I would like to remind you by the agenda of the day, we are talking about the composition and the structure of the framework of the community practice that will guide the process from now onward. And the second one is the brainstorming and the entry points, the priority and initiative, and key elements and the ideas and innovative approach that can guide our process. And thank you very much. So now the floor is open.
Thank you, Dr. Adel.
I was talking of the composition of the current community practice composed of, we see the national research organizations, and we have representative for farm associations, women and youth, one representative. We have one representative for the civil societies. We don't have representative of NGOs. And I think we have representative from the regional and international organizations. And we don't have representative from NGOs, the private sector. Yeah, we don't have also representative from the private. We have many from United Arab Emirates. We have 3 representatives, but we would like to see them participate actively, and we would like to see other from other region and other countries to participate in the process, because the role of the private sector is increasing as we are moving forward with this agenda. So are we satisfied with this composition of the community of practice? The structure, are we going to do the business as usual? Or we have to maybe think of the divide this community of practice into parts like the General Assembly that include all. Then we have some specialized or groups that can tackle the technical things. Yeah.
For the technical part, I think we can right away formulate the group who are going to be in the technical part, because we just can send them emails right away and get the people who will be involved in this part. For the stakeholders, I think we have to start emailing them in order to get the members who will be involved with us, and we can do that right away. But for the ICT component, I think for the webinars, there's no problem. We can start our online meetings. But for the website, I don't think we need to make a new website, because we have the website of Arenina. So we can have a hyperlink for the forgotten foods, and then we can have that hyperlink for all the what we need in this direction. So I don't think we need to start establishing a new website, because that will take some time, and at the same time it will be a new cost for us without, although we have already have our website, and it's very easy to make a hyperlink for the forgotten food. So if that's the way, then we can start right away and make that hyperlink.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a new website. You see?
Okay, then so we will be having a hyperlink for this, and we already have established a network for the forgotten food with Arenina, and last week we had our first meeting and discussion.
Yes, okay. So that we are going to establish a hyperlink. You see that we can act freely. I mean, it's open for all. See?
Yeah, we will have a hyperlink, and we will circulate the hyperlink to all the people who are involved with us.
Yeah. Okay.
Dr. Khalid, you were talking before the Dr. Khalid.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I would like just to add here that the most challenging part for me is to get the local inhabitants, or let's say the smallholder farmers, or maybe we call them the custodians of the genetic resources, to the platform. I think this is the most challenging and need to be worked on as the stage of identifying those stakeholders that are good candidates to be representing the NAS community. And also an issue will be the language, because those people, they most likely they will not be able to communicate by English. We have to overcome this challenge. As per the civil society associations, I think there are a couple of societies here in Jordan that are in my mind, and I already talked to them to have some representation from them. This might be very useful, especially for the wild edible species, because they are representing civil society who are who are working on nature protection and wildlife associations. So this is what I wanted to add at this level. As per the researchers and for the well-known technical stakeholders, as I might have mentioned in the last meeting, we will never find someone who is very specialized in the neglected, underutilized species. But this topic is touched from different angles. So mostly people who are working, like for example, in maybe in crop science, in vegetable production, in genetic resources, they might be touching the topic from different angles. So we have to look in all of those perspectives to find our eligible candidates for this issue. Thank you very much, Doctor.
عجلوني.
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا.
And I think we have to think of this in two levels. First of all, on the level of the community of practitioners, which is like a committee. The second thing is the technical part. And the technical part, if I understand the protocol very well, we have to think of having the local community, as Khalid just mentioned now, involved in the process. So my question to Dr. Adel, the representatives that you just mentioned, which is the women, the youth, the local community, and the scientific, is it on the regional level or in the national level? Because if it is in the regional level, we have to think of formulating this community of practice. And in the same time, if we want this to be succeed, we have to have a country level committee which can imitate that in order to work on the country level. So we have to have these levels. We have to have regional, national, and at the same time, we have to have the representation committee and the technical committee, which is good, which will work very well in this issue. Concerning the experience in the region, I think we have some experience, Khalid, because what you just say about neglected species, it is exactly the same that where we are doing in the agro-biodiversity project in the 4 years, in the 4 countries of the region. And I think similar projects has been implemented in many African countries and in Iran and Turkey. So maybe you will have some people, but they are not working with the neglected species. But part of all the agro-biodiversity project that has been initiated by GFAR, by Jeff, by the way, most of them are working exactly on sustainable conservation and utilization. And if I can say something, I can say that this project is sustainable conservation and utilization of neglected species. So I think there is some experience in Lebanon, in Syria, in Palestine, in Jordan, in Turkey, and so on. So we can find some people on the technical level that can help in that. So this is my first intervention, and if there is need, I will raise my hand. Thank you very much, Dr. Rida. Thank you very much, Dr. Adel.
Thank you,
It has
Dr.
a pleasure
Muhammad.
to hear you again
Thank you
and
very
see
much.
you.
It's nice to see you after a very long time, you see. Yeah, you are right. We at the beginning for this organization we mentioned, or associations, we started with the regional one, but we asked all the sub-regions to, you see, to nominate who are interested regarding the farmers, association, the women and youth, but very few, you see, were nominated, you see. We
Yes.
have maybe 2 or 3 from the farmers. For unfortunately for women and youth, we have only one. You see, for the civil society we have only one. But now Dr. Khalid has mentioned 2 from Gordon. All are welcome, the regional and national, because we will be welcome at all levels. You see, at all levels. So we are welcome all the regional representatives and as well as the national one. Yeah, I agree with you with the structure of the framework for the community of practice. Yes, that we are trying to do to have you see like you see yes, I don't know if you see the general conference of the community, the big community. Then we have one that's technical that will you see tackle the technical things, you see. So this community practice is open. We like to involve all from the ground. You see, bottom up approach. You see, we would like to have the smallholder farmers, definitely. Their representative, you can solve that by their problem of language. As I indicated earlier, for example, from Iraq, they said that they don't have want to speak English. You see, we said that no problem. We can you see translate. You see, so we can solve that problem with translation, even for the smallholder farmers, even for countries who have problem with English language. You see, our you see objective is to be inclusive, to include all in this process. You see. Thank you.
Dr. Salim, you want to comment?
Yes.
Yeah, I have something to comment. Actually, I'm not seeing any icon on hand raise. That's why it made me to chat with you regarding something I have to say. First of all, good noon to all of you, and especially Dr. Muhammad Ajlani, you remember me? I'm
Yes,
from
of course.
Oh, twice we met, many times we have met, by the way. And I'm very nice to see once again my colleagues who happen to be associated with me. First of all, I would like to agree with the comments of Dr. Riza, and also Dr. Riza in terms of the contribution of global, regional, and country level. And also Dr. Adilawni's reaction, the opinion regarding the starting from the country level and go up, which Dr. Adil also agreed in this respect. Coming to Dr. Khalid's view, I definitely agree, because some of the activities on underutilized or in US, neglected and underutilized species, most of the countries were doing, not the other umbrella forum, in one of the other area. Like for example, in Oman, we are working on underutilized medicinal and aromatic plants. And also some of the shrub species like wild foods, which Dr. Muhammad Ajlani pointed out, and also Dr. Rida. Regarding some of the vegetables which are underutilized in Oman, we are also trying to point out, and we have started with one project. We have already submitted a proposal to our ministry on exploitation of the neglected and underutilized plant species in Oman. So in that fold, we would like to handle this particular, the what do you call that, this particular, the project from FAO or Arenina in that fold, and we would like to participate in that. And also, I would like to emphasize that not only our many stakeholders can be possible to participate in this, like Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, and also Environmental Authority. And also there are some farmer unions which are very much interested in this, especially they will be of significantly used to us in trapping the wild foods. So in that direction, we shall try to contribute from Oman. These are some of my views. And again, regarding the plan of action can be done with the overall General Assembly with split for the regional level, country level, and I think that will make the possible action feasible. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Salim. Thank you. Any
Well,
other
Dr.
question?
Adil, I have
Okay.
a question.
Okay.
Do this protocol has any, I mean, now the people who are working this protocol, are they preparing for any new project, or we should find our way in the region in this area, which is funding? Because
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the initiative for this collective action, you see, was triggered by also some development partners like IFAT, FAO, EU, you see. So
Yeah, but they want, yeah, go ahead.
there are many development partners who are following our progress, and after finishing with this global plan of action, they will be maybe involved at at this even at the later stage of the development of the plan of action. See, the global one. You see.
Okay, you remember when we are talking about the tropical, plan of action, which is the capacity building TAP. There is, after they finish the manuals and these things, they don't have any, I mean, mechanisms for funding. But if you'd like, I think I just see yesterday from the UNDP website that the GIF mechanism is still working, which means that we can think I don't know if I think you have good experience with the GIF mechanism. Maybe Dr. Khalid, Dr. Salim has experience in that. We can think in the region to develop a project, regional project, and apply to GIF for that. And in this case, we can promote more the regional component, even more than the global, because they will support establishing these networks and these things on the GFAR level. I was working with GFAR for 7 years. But when you go to the regional practical things, which is working with the local community, producing these products, I mean, utilizing these neglected species to develop these small enterprises and these businesses that will promote a sustainable conservation and sustainable use of these. We need to think of our regional resources. Always they say your regional resources. So I think we have to, when we want to establish the technical group, we have to think of a group who can develop these proposals, especially that, the GIF mechanism is working, which is excellent. And the GIF can provide a good source of funding for such a project. So what do you think, Dr. Adil?
Yes. As I said, we are going to knock all the doors of development partners. Yeah, the global one maybe will mainly finalize the development of a common frame of work for the capacity development, for example, in the forgotten food. But we are having that in mind. Even at the regional, the national level, we have to look for funds. Maybe even we are talking about the development of co-development of concept nodes between regions. We are, for your information, we are 3 regions involved in this process: Aranina, FARA, and regional organization, FARA and APARI. You see, we are also thinking about development, co-development of concept nodes that will be transferred into project. You see, we will knock all the doors. The umbrella will be, of course, the GFR, maybe for the development of the framework. You see. And also for every region has developed its own plan of action. See, the way, yes, and even at the national level. You see, after we finish with this global plan of action, we will, as every region should have developed its own plan of action. Even at the national level, we have to develop that. That means at different levels we can contact. You see, development partners, many, IFAD, you see, I know IFAD, you see, funding many projects on forgotten food, IFAD specifically. You see.
Okay, IFAD, you know, IFAD
Yeah.
can work very well,
Yeah.
the project with IFAD in the rural development. So we can take that level, you know, and apply, apply it for IFAD, because IFAD can work on the local community level in the rural development, because we can consider a project proposal for rural development in the region through utilizing neglected species. I agree with you. IFAD in that level, excellent. But when we are talking about, you know, other levels, such as the conservation by itself, like in situ conservation or in situ conservation, GFAR will be the best,
Jeff,
will be the best mechanism of funding.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and
right.
I can, until the next meeting, if you'd like, I can think of something, you know, on the regional level. I don't know, but if you are talking about regional concept note with FARA, with APARI, and with Arenina, we can contribute in that one, but in the same time we can develop our own.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you think of that, we can have, let us say, I just suggest to have, let us say, working group, small working group, 3 or 4 people who can start developing some concept note, and then we can share it. This is my suggestion, you know, because we have not to stop at this level.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Muhammad. Yeah, as we are moving forward, you see, when we come to the regional plan of action, we will have more time to speak on that. You see. So regarding the competition, you feel we agree that we have to broaden, to have more representatives from the smallholder farmers, from the civil societies, from the women and youth, from the farmers. Regarding also the technical part, we have to have more or less specialized, persons on the topic. You see. For your information, you see, at this stage, what is the organizing partner is asking from us is that we have to provide a list of the community of practice, a list of the community of practice. You see that will participate in the process of the guidance of the development of a plan of action and the structure of this community of practice. So we agreed on this structure. We have general structure for all that include all. Then we have another one that the technical one. You see, yeah. So if any additional comments on this agenda number 1.
I think Dr. Adil, the best thing to do is to take representative from all the components of Arenina, which is you know, including all the people, and then you have to think of the technical to have specialized people in this technical, so that they can, not from that committee, you know, not from that committee, so that we are broaden the participation of people.
Yeah, you
Dr.
see,
Andoni,
it's
for
our
the
wish, you see, to
technical,
include all from the beginning. We would like to include all, you see. But as I indicated earlier, that the response is very weak. We'd like to include all at the regional and from the beginning and the national level, you see. But for the technical part, we want them to be, you see, part of this big community practice, because they have to know what's people thinking, what people say, because the one who will going to translate the guidance, the ideas of the people into this plan of work, you see. Yeah, they should be part of that community of practice. Part of it.
Okay.
Then, yeah, okay.
well, Dr. Adil, for the technical committee, I don't think there will be a problem, because most of them we are in direct contact with those people. So it's only the stakeholders or the actors which we need actually to put a lot of effort in order to really get to them, because we have to have smallholder farmers, organization, youth, women, NGOs, civil society,
Yeah.
private sector. So those are the ones which we will start to send emails to our members, to our partners,
Yeah.
in order to really, and the point is we need people who are in a way or another are involved
Yeah.
in the forgotten food, because
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's not, you don't find many people who are involved in those ones,
Yeah.
except those who are involved with genetic resources, with seed production, with something like that. But actually, this is the challenge. So starting today, actually, we'll draft a letter, we will send it to you, and we will start sending emails, to our partners, to our members for that direction. For the technical committee, I think there will be no problem. It's just some of the institutions, we just need a representative from them. So that would be, it's not going to be a big problem. So today we'll start sending those emails. That's the first part of it. But when do we need to make our meetings? Are we going to make a schedule so we can follow up our meetings in order to get to having a roadmap from our side?
Yeah. Yeah, you see, the time is very, very pressing. We have only 2 weeks, you see. 2 weeks to finalize this, you see, the composition and the framework of the conduct practice, you see. And maybe I have no problem. We can, you see, we have, now is 15, we can have 2 meetings before the end of the month. No problem, you see. We can have 2 meetings, additional 2 meetings.
Dr. Reza, Dr. Adil, I have suggestion. We have the Arab Network for Conservation of Nature, which representing at least 70 to 80 NGOs in the region.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the best candidate to represent them, because, and the consultation mechanism that they have, those guys, is excellent. So this can representing the region on the regional level, because it is representing most of the NGOs that working in the region. You can contact them, ask them about the members that they are represented, and see how many people are, how many NGOs they are representing.
Okay, very good.
And I think this is good suggestion for them, because you need one representative. And the way, even when they are doing when we are doing any meeting, they are sharing with us their consultation mechanism. They send the agenda and the what is needed for all of their members. They get their feedback, and then they are selecting a representative from these networks to go to the meeting. So they have good and excellent network. And I think I suggest that this is the best to represent the regional NGOs.
This is good. Yeah, that's excellent.
Arab networks for
conservation
of nature.
Of nature, which is it is headquartered in Jordan, but they are representing all the NGOs in the Arab world.
Okay. Good.
Most of the NGOs.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Very good suggestion. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, and we have the Arab Union for the consumers, which is Arab Union for Consumers, which is representing the consumers in the Arab world. And this is very important, because you need to reflect the consumers' perception in this issue, especially when we are talking about neglected food.
Yeah, you are right. Absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have.
If you can help us, we give us the addresses of email address of those two. See,
for the Arab Network for Conservation Nature, yeah, we know them. We can get to them.
Okay.
Yeah, we are in contact. Dr. Reza, I think in contact.
Yeah,
with them.
I am in contact with them, so that I can get.
Because they are part of Aranina, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
For even we have a partnership agreement with them.
Okay.
Okay, so for the Arab Union for consumers also, we will look at their email and find the possible way to contact them.
دكتور محمد شو اسمه محمد عبيدات.
Mohammed Abidat, yeah, I know him.
The chair of that, yeah. I think if you don't have his number, we have it within the Arenina list, by the way.
Thank you, Dr. Muhammad Ajluni, for conservation. Thank you very much.
You are welcome, Dr. Adil.
Okay, then I think we covered the first agenda.
How many members, Dr. Adil, we need to have in this community of practice?
Yeah, sometimes they are talking about 200. You see, yeah.
Oh, so it is large number.
A large number, yes.
Good number, yeah.
So it is. We can include most of the people.
Yeah, of course.
And if you need farmers, per se farmers, Khalid, if you heard me, we have a lot of farmers and NGOs were working with agrobiodiversity, and they continue working with the in care. And they are now developing a lot of products from the plant genetic resources, and they are selling this. They have good experience.
Mm-hmm.
So you can include them. And I think there is a women farmer representative in the Arenina, executive committee. She can help in that too, because she's representing the Arab women farmers union too. She can help us in that.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, we'll contact Zainab. I mean, we will contact everybody. We'll contact our members and the different networks and the executive committee, and also our partners, because also getting to smallholder farmers in different places, it would not be an easy way unless we find possible ways to get to them. But we know some people who can be in the farmer unions. We know some people who might help us in that.
Doctor, but just to comment on what Dr. Ajlani just mentioned regarding those who used to be collaborating with the agrobiodiversity project, actually, I might have a list, but I'm not sure if those are the same people who used to be collaborating. So, if possible, if you have any addresses, even not electronic, whatever, we will appreciate it very much if you could provide us with from who used to be part of the agrobiodiversity project.
Hey, Khalid, we will talk, Khalid, inshallah.
Inshallah, would appreciate it very much.
You are welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Looking for any raised hands. I don't see any raised hand here.
Okay, no.
Okay.
Okay.
So Dr. Adil, when do you want us to arrange for another meeting?
1 week time.
1 week?
Yeah.
Okay, we will then email you and we can make it next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And through this, we will do all what we have mentioned with those emails, with the starting hyperlink at the Arena website, and communicate with you to see if there's anything else we have to do it from now until the next week. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if since we are talking about broadening of this community of practice, I don't know if we have to go through the second agenda or leave it for the meeting of next week. You see, regarding the brainstorming. You can talk a little about it now or leave it for next week about the entry points.
I think if you talk a little bit about it now, because we are going to work from now until next week, we are going to work on this, so that would be much better.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think Ranina, the formation of this or the establishment of the forgotten food networks, you see, is one was the initiative that is welcomed, appreciated, and commended by the organizing partners, GFAR and uh, the Alliance for Biodiversity and Seattle International, even the consultant, they appreciated very much that since Arena was the fairest of the three regional organizations to take the practical step in this wave of the uh, roadmap of the forgotten food collective action in the development by the formation of this network, and we are looking forward as RNA to transfer it to a platform. You see that platform that includes all. As you all you see observe that most of the members of this network now, or almost all, are researchers, maybe academia. See, we don't have a representative from other you see stakeholder. We would like to change it to a platform that include all. You see that can lead almost all the process of the development of the forgotten food and make it part of the agri-food system in the region, maybe and beyond. You see, we are almost all talking about you have to use the participative approach in the all the process. You see, downward to the plan of action. You see, we are what we are doing participative approach. We are consulting all. You see, even when we are doing our research in the future, also we have to use the same. You see. Yeah. We were talking about, you see, that the participation that means holistic approach, you see, or the value chain approach, that will be our guide, you see, in the process of development of the plan of with the value chain approach. We want that holistic, that include the value chain of the whole value chain of the forgotten foods. One of the most important things that is the awareness, you see, because they are forgotten, we have to do a lot. You have to have a comprehensive, you see, awareness raising. Some I call it process. Sometimes they call it campaign. You see, because I see it will continue for a long time. You see, using different approaches. You see, and context based on the target group. You see, because we have different target groups. You see, we have also to appreciate the value of this forgotten food. We have to use modern research technologies. You see, to appreciate the value as well as in support the conventional methodologies to have to have you see more improvement, you see, for this forgotten food. You see, we have to follow what we call the uh, crop improvement, you see, uh, approach. And sometimes people are talking about participative crop improvement. Sometimes people are talking about plant breeding, but I prefer the participative because we would like to include all the technologies, not only the participative one. You see, we are thinking about reference labs. You see, the reference laboratories. We see we have to think about the national, even the regional one, reference laboratories for the forgotten food. You see, that's very important. You see, the national. Yeah, maybe we have some laboratories somewhere. We maybe need some support, equipment support that can serve the you see. Uh, do what we are looking for. You see, we are think about the establishment of centers of excellence. Center of excellence. I've forgotten for. I don't know if we be at the regional or national level. Yeah, we are talking, maybe we have to talk maybe this as a higher level. We have to talk about the stakeholder capacity development framework that maybe they are like the one we have for TAP, Tropical Agriculture Platform, for enhancing the functional and organizational capacities on forgotten foods. You see, that is very, very important. You see, that is part of the uh, awareness campaigns. We, of course, we have to use our the different media. Of course, we have see a platform for the knowledge practices. You see, sharing of experience. That's very important. You see, these are maybe few thoughts about the maybe initiatives and maybe entry points that we are going maybe can have some guidance for the development of the plan of action. You see, what we are, what is you see being asked from us, that we have to, as I said, to have the composition and the structure of the community practice. Then we have this the initials, ideas, the entry points, the key elements, yeah, that will guide the process of the plan of a global one, plan of action development. But the global plan, the drafting of the global plan of action will be the responsibility of some expert that will be hired by GIFA, you see. So we were, at this time, we are not, you see, asked to be part of this, the technical, you see, that group that will, you see, develop the zero draft or the draft of the global manifesto. We'll have our input later, but when we come to the regional one, yes, our technical, see, community practice or technical committee will have the lead in the development of the regional plan of action, as well as helping the interested country in the development of the national plan of action. You see, that is with this, I would like to open the discussion, the brainstorming regarding the second agenda.
Well, Dr. Adel,
Yeah.
I think as I told you, as Khalid mentioned, these experiences are not, you know, find in large number, but we have some experts in these things. You know, most of the GFAR projects that was working in sustainable conservation and utilization are exactly what you just mentioned, and we have quite a few people who are experienced in that. If you'd like, after we formulating the community of practice, we can have 2 or 3 people who are experienced in that and send them all the points that you just mentioned to draft exactly like the protocol that you just gave us, you know, which is 1 or 2 pages
Yeah.
on the Arenina response on these points.
Okay.
So if you'd like, you can send me all of these points now.
Okay.
I can, if I have time till the next meeting, I can spare some time, at least to elaborate on this, because I think the GIF projects that implemented in Jordan during the early 2000 up to 2015 till now, is most of them are working in this. And I was working in the midterm and the final evaluation of 2 or 3 of these. So I can elaborate more on these points. Then I can send it to all of you to have a look, and then we can proceed from that point. These are really a core for any utilization of plant genetic resources in general, but it has to be directed to neglected plant species.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Muhammad. Thank you very much, Yossi. I will send you, Yossi, these initial ideas also to you and all others, Yossi, to comment, Yossi, add and delete, Yossi. No problem.
Yeah, we'll forward you the email, Dr. Muhammad, today. which has all the points. But Dr. Adel also for the network and to really upgrade it to a platform, we actually working on a proposal on that. So hopefully by the time we get the plan of action ready, we can submit our proposal
Yes.
because we already now we are working in a platform for Date Palm, which is funded by the FAO. So actually, after the plan of action is ready, we will look what is the possible way for getting that project funded, because we have the experience now and we really know how to get things done in the right track, because now we are doing the same work. Mhm.
Thank you, Dr. Muhammad and Dr. Rida.
I also fully agree with
Dr.
Dr.
Salim?
Mahmoud Ajlauni and Dr. Riza's views that we can make certain items of the identification of the underutilized, like NUS, neglected and underutilized plant species from country to country, and say which of the species are more common to the regional point of view and the global point of view. And also, as you, Dr. Adil, suggested, or Dr. Muhammad Ajlani pointed out, that it is not the awareness in some cases, but the farmers, they do aware the value of the plant species, but they don't have technique or they don't have knowledge to take it to the further upgrading, like promotion to commercialization or promotion to inclusion in agricultural practices and all that. This we have observed in Oman. Many people, they know certain the plant species which can be embedded in agriculture system, but sometimes there will be they will lack the knowledge to incorporate, to even convey to us as experts when we go for interviewing them. This I found in many cases in our collection mission. They know, like for example, the lab purpurea, they know, but there is no any kind of further expansion or utilization from the farmers themselves. So like that, there are many species which are known to farmers, but they are not in a position to promote to higher scale, to upscale them. So we have been experienced with Crop for Future, the organization, wherein unitedly we identified around 72 plant species, which can be taken as a plant for future from Oman point of view. And also there are many activities that we have carried on with respect to medicinal and aromatic plants and food and agriculture also, like wild fruits and other the leguminous crops of minor importance. So these are the things which we can see for future in our in this particular in the project network. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Salim. Dr. Adil, I think after Dr. Salim mentioned the crops for future, I think there is a center which is working now in West Asia.
Yeah, yeah, that is in
Pacific, which is
yeah, in Malaysia, I think.
with them in this issue. They have excellent knowledge about these things. So we can ask even a party to contact them, and when we develop interregional concept, they can be a part of that.
Yeah, from the global point of view as well as the regional point of view. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You see, this Crawford Future Center is part of this process. You see, they are involved since
Yeah.
the onset of this process. You see, but as you all know that the Crawford Future are only talking about
Dr. Adil?
cultivated. They are talking
Yes.
in our definition for forgotten
Yes,
foods.
yes.
They are talking about cultivated, semi-domesticated, and wild. You see, we are talking
Yeah.
about all. You see,
Hello?
but this the Crawford Future is only talking about
Hello?
cultivated ones. You see, now forgot. You see, but our definition is broader. You see, some people say that our definition is from the definition, not from the definition. Our definition is endorsed by IFAD. You see, IFAD funded many projects based on that definition. It's cultivated, semi-domesticated, and wild species. You see. So regarding the awareness, we know the smallholder farm, no, but we are talking about the whole value chain. You see, we want the consumer to know, the private sector, all the policymakers, so that can support the process, you see, of the promotion of this forgotten food and be part of the agri-food system. So yeah, market is very important. You see, that this was one of the points I wrote down, but I didn't mention. Very important, the marketing of this. One of the key entry points, you see, for the community of practice. Yeah.
Hello?
Hello? We hear you, Dr. Muhammad.
Hear you. Dr. Muhammad. I think he's driving.
Yeah.
Dr. Muhammad, do you hear me? Adel is,
Muhammad, yeah, we couldn't hear him. Yeah,
I think he's driving. That's how.
yeah. We can have his comment maybe. Hello, Muhammad, we are hearing you. We are hearing you. Yeah, I think that we.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I think the net is not well because I'm not home. I'm in the way.
Yeah.
So can I apologize because I have to drive now, and we will continue discussing things, inshallah.
Shukran.
Can I
Thank you.
excuse myself?
Thank you, Dr. Muhammad, for your
Dr. Rida?
comment. Thank you very much.
Okay, and Isra has already forwarded the email to you, Dr. Muhammad, so you can look at it and get your feedback. Okay.
Okay, we
Please.
can communicate on the email.
Okay.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. It was really nice to talk to you all.
Thank you, Dr.
Walaikum
Muhammad.
assalam.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? If no other comment, then I think it was a good meeting.
We will prepare the minutes for today's meeting and send it to everybody to get if you have any comments or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you very much to all for the participating of this important meeting. We expected to see more to participate. Now I see the number is only 11. We are expecting more than 40 or even 50. You see, we hope next
Inshallah.
meeting more will participate. You see, because this is very important for our region. You see, is we will do our best. You see, to contact all again. Yeah, and as said before, this hyperlink is very important because many of us maybe don't have the time, you see, to participate online or even through email messages. If they have this link, they can at any time they can respond. You see, we're going to send everything to all. Then we will urge them to respond since time is very precious. You see, we have to finalize this all these the two agendas by the end of this month. You see, then in September, we'll start the process of uh, the meeting for these community of practices, for their guidance, for the global plans for action development. As I said, the drafting of the global plan of action will not be our job. An expert will be hired by GFAR to write the zero draft or the draft. Then we will have our input, all our inputs. You see. Then after we finish that, we will right away we'll come back to our regional and national. For the region, we also I talked with GFAR to help us to have some maybe expert that can facilitate. You see, yes, we have a technical committee. Then if we find someone is even more expert on this and forgotten food, they will help us more much. You see, so this is another you see possibility we are looking for to have you see our regional. We are looking for by the end of this year we have at least we have drafting our regional global our regional forgotten food plan of action. See?
Inshallah.
Then while we are moving forward, also we'll be contacting some development partners. You see? If that also you see is committed to help us on linking to some of the development partners or the donors. You see, then I had a meeting with the new executive secretary of GFAR and it was a very fruitful meeting. And they asked me directly what I want from GFAR. You see, I mentioned anything, including this. You see, the help in this, the development of the regional one plan of action and the linking with donors. Even I talked to them regarding the Aranina strategies, the plan of action for 2019, 2024. They also they agreed to help us. You see, but we have to visit this the plan of action and see what the gaps, where we are now, and what we'd like to do maybe in the next 2 years, and they are ready to help us. Thank you very much all, and we are looking forward to see you maybe next week, maybe Sunday, Monday. We'll see. Yeah. Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Adel. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Rida. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. Bye all. Bye all.